Beep, 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 beep. Do you come from a land down under? Hello, Australia. How are we doing? It's about you today. Don't get to do this often, so I'm pleased to say that today I can. We have something from down under, the wonderful land of Australia that gave us Strictly Ballroom, one of the greatest films ever made. Picnic at Hanging Rock. Yep. Crocodile Dundee. Loving a bit of the Australia. This is really interesting. I always see the Australians, and I could be wrong, and I'm sure my Australian warrior teachers will soon tell me if I am, right? I always see the Australians as no-nonsense people. Don't know why, I just do. It's like, you know, come on, copper, don't mess about. I don't see them as folk that obfuscate much. And if this is anything to go by, I'm right. So, become a warrior teacher, 1 a.m. start, all that, if you're Australian, New Zealand, wherever the hell you are. Buy me a coffee, usual. Let's go, right? I love the title as well. It's from the Sydney Morning Herald. And it's Lost in Transition. See what they did there? Report lays bare Green's gender rift. Warns of split risk. Right? Okay, great. This is from somebody called Chip Legrand. Right? Just great in the dubras. An internal war within the Victorian Greens over allegations of transphobia, cannot be surprised, has taken an unexpected turn. Right? With the leadership facing pushback from ordinary members who believe bullying by trans activists is a bigger problem within the party than bigotry. You've had the Labour Party and all these bloody parties rabbit on about transphobia and trying to deal with it in Britain for ages because nobody just wants to go to these people. Fuck off. Right? Nobody wants to do it, right? And the Australians go, oh, my beer. And not only that, it's the Greens, of all people, right? The report of a special panel of inquiry established late last year with the support of State Leader Samantha Ratnam and Senator Janet Rice to investigate the purported transphobic views of party members was handed to the... You know, transphobia, in my book, is simply reality. Okay? Sorry. Was handed to the Greens State Council last Sunday, okay? The report with the council, which the council refused to make available to party members, but has been obtained by this masthead, makes no findings against any individuals and does not contain evidence of anti-trans sentiment being rife within the Greens. Right? Okay. You'd think that any party that wanted reality to be a thing would be the Greens, wouldn't you? Over here, the Greens, my God, what they've got themselves overwhelmed by. So it says here, the overwhelming majority of submissions made to the panel argued that there was no transphobia in the Green Party. And that two prominent, I don't even know what it is, and two prominent Green members repeatedly accused of being anti-trans, City of Melbourne councillor Rohan Leppert and Senior Industrial Officer Linda Gale, should be allowed to speak their mind about sex and gender, which just repeating the same stuff, aren't we? So women are speaking about what women think. Transphobia! Gay men are saying what gay men think. Transphobia! Has there ever been a word that has so little power in reality? It's like somebody's just throwing the word transphobia at a fan and it's shaped as shit and they're seeing how much it sticks. It doesn't mean bugger all. It just means reality, right? Just ignore it, okay? But the report reveals that Leppert and Gale have been investigated and cleared on multiple occasions. They keep at us. They keep trying to bring you down. That's what they do. They're horrible. Grievance merchants. Over the past 12 months. Multiple occasions over the past 12 months by the party's regular disciplinary processes in response to sometimes overlapping complaints. Strict confidentiality provisions prevent members from discussing disciplinary processes, including complaints against them, unless there are adverse findings. The only unresolved disciplinary matters cited by the report are against elected party representative Ratman, Rice, Victorian State MPs Tim Reid and Sam Hibbins, and Port Phillip councillor Tim Baxter for publicly disparaging Gale's election as a state convener. The report noted that while 5 members of the Queer Greens Victoria Group... Queer Greens, does that mean they're blue? The Queer Greens Victoria Group expressed distress and concern over what they perceived as transphobia in the Australian Greens Victorias. A further 32 submissions received from the party's broader membership mostly argued that trans activists were bullies who were hurting the party. Get them out! That's how you deal with the CSJ nutters, see? Get them out. Just get them out. See, here, you're done. I'm refunding your membership. Leave the building. Security! Oh, God. Make them do the walk of shame like they do in America, where they fill their... They give them a little box, put all the stuff in their desk, and then they walk through the building looking ashamed. Get them out, these lunatics. The Victoria Greens were at risk of splitting over the issue. Why do you think they are at risk? Because from what I'm reading from this, there's far more people that are going, just ignore these damn bullies and get them out, than there are anything else. So maybe the split's not actually a thing. They were at risk of splitting. The panel warned as there was evidence of an organised subgroup within the party intent on challenging national and states' policies on sexual orientation and gender identity. What, you think there's actually like a group of them? What, like some sort of cult? Gosh. The issue has been a source of long-running conflict and tension. It has severe effect on internal morale, soaked up a significant amount of internal energy, and caused a number of young volunteer leaders who would represent the next generation of party leadership to quit. So even the young are getting fed up with this now. The election assessment warned. It urged the Greens to quickly and decisively move to end transphobia in the party. How'd you do that? Make people say that men are women, and that mutilating children is okay, and that we've got to change our language. Fuck off. Despite the perception of rampant transphobia within the Greens, the special panel of inquiry report contains no new evidence against any party members. What you have to understand is, I think, or try to, they are using the systems and processes we have in place in order to protect people from real bullying. And they will use them to steal time. So they just make constant complaints, which keeps people busy. That's exactly what they do. They do it with organisations they don't like LGBT Alliance. They'll do it with anybody that they can to sort of take up their time. Thieves of time, that's what they do. Well, you know, we need something more decisive. But the Australians have provided an interesting model there for us to consider. Because when we've seen what's happening to the Greens in this country, they've done exactly the opposite. Which is strange, because they've got exactly the same problem. See? Fair dinkum. Get 'em. Go get 'em, to you Aussies, I say. Get 'em out. Fire 'em. Sack 'em. Remove their membership. Do whatever it is you've got to do. Find the critical social justice morons in your organisation and get them out as quickly as possible. Don't even hesitate. Don't hesitate. Look for, put it in your processes. If you are practising in work, gender identity, ideology, queer theory, or critical social justice, critical race theory. If you are found to be practicing these belief systems in work, you will be fired. Because if somebody came in and practiced their religion, you'd fire them. It's okay to hold the belief. It's not okay to practice it. What does that look like for companies? How is that going to look? We'll see that emerging shortly. Okay, you want to profess your power and oppression narratives. You can't do it in this company. We move forward in this company. We think about what we can do to help the world in this company. We think what we can do to make it better for our members and for people who work here. We don't do power and oppression narratives. Do you understand that? Sign here. I don't know. How's it going to look? What's it going to look like? What's going to happen? Will the lawyers have a field day, which they always do when something changes? And how will the HR blob respond, you know, with their nutters embedded in companies? It'll be fun to see. But good luck to the Australians, and the Greens certainly, who now recognise that the problem is not anything called transphobia, which actually isn't a thing, because it doesn't exist. Can exist, can it? Transphobia is just reality. Yep, so it isn't a thing. Good luck to the Greens, and I hope that what we see is a long line of people leaving because they've been told to. Stop messing about. Make the decision. Pay the price. See you later, folks.